All right, everyone, welcome back to the program. I want to talk a little bit about where is this current crypto bull run that we're on right now? Where's it going to end? What are the highs going to look like? When are we going to start pulling back down a little bit? Because if you're watching this channel, you're an investor in crypto, perhaps Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano, Dogecoin, Shiba, or maybe a mixture of many of them. And certainly you've seen that your portfolio is rising over time, especially if you're diversified very well. And we all want to know, are we going to dip back down soon? So I want to take a look at some reports on how high this can go. And one of the best parameters is to look at the leading cryptos, usually your Bitcoin and your Ethereum, and then we'll move on to some odds and end pieces that I think are pretty interesting. So first, let's take a look at this article here from Cointelegraph. You can see the title there. By no means is this title gospel truth as far as how far cryptocurrency is going to go, but you can see they're saying Bitcoin will peak at 253,000, Ethereum at 22,000. And what they're taking a look at is a previous cycle around 5 years ago when there was a halving and a bull run. And you can see in the article, it says Bitcoin currently trades at 7.3 times its price since halving in May 2020. If the last halving cycle is anything to go by, however, price action will not stop until it's 30 times higher. So basically they're looking at previous trends and they're saying if this trend continues forward, we're nowhere near the high that we're going to see. We're probably going to see these cryptocurrencies continue to push in a very bullish way, maybe not as high as this is saying it's going to be, but certainly much higher than it is now. Now, this is from Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is saying that Ethereum could rally 80% to 8,000 within 2 months if it keeps tracking inflation. So they're not looking at the previous metrics, the 2016 halving. They're looking at the metrics of inflation, which Ethereum is tracking very closely. You can see there Ether could surge 80%, 8,000 in the next 2 months. The bank is looking closely at the inflation expectations, which have recently jumped. And you can see here this little chart that they're providing here. That is a massive spike that they're showing on this chart. If Ethereum continues to follow the current inflation trends. So what are the current inflation trends? This is from NPR at the end of September. You can see the Fed says inflation is hotter than expected, but it should cool next year. This article was written yesterday, Fed to begin slowing economic aid as inflation worries rise. So the truth is inflation right now is going nowhere anytime soon. We were at 4% inflation the quarter previous as reported, and now we're continuing to see inflation continue forward at very high rates. The Fed is looking for it to slow down sometime next year, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we go into maybe Q2 of next year and see inflation still pretty reasonably high. This means that Goldman Sachs' prediction that Ethereum is tracking inflation right now quite a bit, going up to 8,000 isn't that crazy to think about. Now, this report of going to 22,000 might be pretty high and might be overdoing it a little bit, but certainly I don't think that we're necessarily at the end of any bull run. I think that we're going to see Ethereum and Bitcoin go higher. And of course, if Ethereum and Bitcoin go higher, that means many of the altcoins are going to go higher. So I think we're on a good pace. If you're still investing in, if you haven't pulled back or taken anything yet, I think you're still good. Now, that doesn't mean I'm telling you to continue to hold. Of course, if you think you need to take profits, go ahead and do that and wait for any dips that you like to see to purchase back in. But I think most of the reasonable news out there is suggesting to us that we still have quite a bit more to go before we see any sort of major next pullback. Just want to report this to you very quickly, and this is something that we shared on this channel. There was a Squid Game token. I shared it briefly with you. I showed you the chart, and I told you that I do not think it's a good investment. I looked at the chart with everyone, and I said, I don't see any dips on it. I believe this is a scam. Do not get involved in this. And then I showed you the reporting that they were showing on PancakeSwap that nobody could sell it. And so hopefully none of you got involved in this. But this has now obviously just come out as of a couple of days ago. Squid Game token cost one Shanghai investor his life savings of $28,000 after the coin plunged to near zero. So basically what happened is it was a complete scam. You could not sell out of Squid Game. And this guy is basically blaming media sources and sites that were pushing it. Apparently, he wasn't really looking into it. And now there's really nothing that you're going to be able to do if you get involved in a crypto like this. But you want to be involved in good cryptocurrencies that have development teams behind them, and you know who the developers are, that have been out for a while. Be careful of anything really new. Be careful of anything really popular. Do your research before you get in it. Certainly don't invest crazy amounts like that into something new. Unfortunately, I don't think this person is going to be able to get any of their money back. There's really no way to do that. And so, always do your due diligence before you get into anything, especially if it looks like it's just out there to become popular, raise it very quickly, and then possibly crash. Unlike Squid Games, Shiba Inu is actually a legitimate token. You all know my stance on Shiba Inu. I think it's a well-built cryptocurrency. I just wish they called themselves and marketed themselves a little bit differently. However, you can see Shiba Inu has pulled back quite significantly, down 44% in the last week. And today you can see it was down 20% today. Now, this is expected. If you're a Shiba Inu investor, that somebody can't tell you, see, Shiba Inu is no good. That is not what is happening here. Dogecoin saw massive rises too, and then huge pullbacks. People are taking profits and it's going to consolidate down. But once it consolidates down to a certain point, it's going to level off and Shiba Inu is going to begin to rise back up. This may in fact be an opportunity to purchase back into Shiba Inu if you feel like, it's gone low enough and you want to begin to build a little bit on where it is now. It could go lower. It's possible that it could pull down even another 15 to 20% of where it is now. But even that still wouldn't be that bad because if you look at the last month, I mean, this is meteoric. It's up 475% in the last month. So, these pullbacks are expected. Finally, this out from Mark Cuban. He says he's an Ethereum maxi. Now, he does invest in Bitcoin, but he's totally into Ethereum. And he's talking about a lot of these blockchains, especially the ones that are layer 1 blockchains, will not survive. And I think that's true, obviously. He's relating it to the beginnings of the internet, where there's all these different sites, all these different groups that are coming out there, but only a few of them are going to make it to the end. And he even says it here. Back then, there was a gold rush to try and figure out what was going to win. There's multiple streaming protocols. There's an unlimited number of websites. And that's what we're seeing in cryptocurrency right now. There is so many cryptocurrencies. They're just going out there like gangbusters. And what's really going to work? What's really going to happen? And of course, he's an Ethereum maxi. I would say probably the same thing about myself. I do believe that Ethereum is going to make it. They're going to be the one in 20 years from now. They're going to be the powerhouse of cryptocurrencies. That doesn't mean they're going to be the only game in town. There's going to be other ones as well, but I think they're going to be by far the leader as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. And I like the reasoning behind it. I like the news behind it. I like what Goldman Sachs is saying. I like the inflationary. I don't like inflation, but we're seeing Ethereum track inflation pretty well. And so I would think that would continue to happen. Even if there's individuals who want to pull Ethereum down right now, it's probably very difficult to do so simply because so many people are hedging the bets against inflation by sticking their money in something really good. Some people even get worried in the stock market. They'll put their money in cryptocurrency waiting for dips in the stock market. However, the cryptocurrencies could be beholden to bad markets. So if the market goes down, you could see this with crypto as well. But I just want to report the news for you. You make your own decisions on what you think you should do. But hopefully this helps you out. I still think things are going to be really strong for the upcoming months. And if there's any real big dips, if you're a long-term holder, if you have anything on the side, that's when you kind of, pump back in a little bit because ultimately this is going to continue to go upwards. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, thank you for coming along with me. I will catch you next time.